Hello, I'm making a video with a white, off-white, as you can see this is an off-white imitation generic Play-Doh. And I want to make an astronaut cow with this, which is gonna look identical to the horse and the dog and every other animal that I make. But that's okay. And so then I still have to get another 4-pack from the Dollar Tree store, and I make animals with that for my animal sanctuary, which I have already started. It's a cardboard box with like a foam rubber installation on it, which I'm going to paint green. Those are going to be the trees and shrubs, and then the animals are probably going to be mounted on it somehow so that they don't fall off if I hang this up, or I'm just gonna have to stand it horizontally. I don't know yet how I'm gonna do it, but there's a solution to every problem. You know, it feels like sometimes we can't quite see the solution in that moment of brain aggravation. But there is a solution to every problem out there, right here, not just out there in outer space, but right here. Right here where you are, there is a solution. And Asterix talked about this very elegantly. Abraham Hicks. They gave Abraham the last name Hicks because that's Esther's last name and Jerry's last name. And Abraham said that, used a very good example, Abraham, the Abrahamic religions. So we have a negative association with that name. With those Abrahamic religions, they're not very pleasant. But apparently those are blue beings that are ETs, that are outer dimensional, and they speak through Esther Hicks. And I don't know, Paul doesn't believe it at all. He thinks she is a scam artist. I'm not so sure what to believe. But it doesn't matter whether she's a scam artist or not. So it really doesn't matter. What matters is the message. And the message is always very spot on with Abraham. So always very spot on. Sometimes the answer is a little bit corporate agenda. But you wonder if that's a coincidence or if that is a very deliberate move. But yeah, obviously, I don't agree with all answers. But most answers they're pretty good, and even the corporate answers. So if I look at it from a different angle, I can say, it's true. It's true. The earth can regenerate itself. The earth can also rid itself of humans. But that doesn't mean we have to now lean back and not do anything. So which Abraham didn't address. So whether we should do something or not do something. I mean, if Abraham would address that particular thing and say, oh, don't do anything, then that would obviously alienate a lot of people. A lot of good people would be alienated by that. And then if Abraham said, yeah, you need to go out there and you need to do your activism for the planet Earth, and you need to do all of these things, and you need to buy a Tesla and all of that, then that would probably alienate Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. But that doesn't, and that's, they're probably not even buying her books anyway. So, but anyway, so what I wanted to say is that Abraham said something very important. Esther Hicks, let's just call the kid by the name Esther Hicks, said something very important. At least that is a message that came out of Esther Hicks. Whether that message is from an outer dimensional civilization or not is not as important. Yes, I'm Jesus Christ and I approve of this message. This is a formation that just happened. Yes, I have some issues with my bowels. Yeah, that Nicola is fixing that now for me, yes. Actually, it's not a bowel problem. It's a lizard problem. And embryonic. Yes. So what Esther Hicks said is, when you are driving in a car, and obviously she always has cutting edge stuff, she has the navigation system, and she had got that when it first came out. That was already a while back, I don't know, like 20 years ago. And she has when she had that on, and the voice of the navigation system would talk to her like a computer voice, and whenever she drove away from that particularly calculated path from LA to whatever, to Austin, Texas, or wherever they went, back and forth, then the navigation system would say, you have gone off the path, but it's no problem. All you have to do is you need to take a U-turn at the next intersection, and you have to go back on the 4 or 5 freeway or whatever. That's not the 4 or 5 freeway. That's the, what is that? That's the Apple Valley Freeway or whatever, that passes by Bakersfield and Baker, and by the remains of the camps of Carlos Castaneda and Castro and Charles Manson. We've actually slept at one of Charles Manson's abandoned houses out there. And I saw an entity standing next to that house. I wasn't sure whether that was a person or a ghost, but it was pretty spooky. But we had our 2 dogs, and dogs are naturally protective, and they protect you from ghosts also. That's what they do. They really do. So Esther Hicks' navigation system said you can fix this by just turning there and then go back on that pre-calculated, mathematically calculated route from LA to Austin, Texas. And she uses this as an analogy for everyday living. We do something in our lives, whatever we're doing, we may have made a mistake. I spilled something, I spilled the beans, which I always do, metaphorically. But sometimes you might spill the beans literally, or you spill water or tea or something, and I already spilled pasta sauce on here, which caused the stain. This is fresh and washed, but there are already stains on it, but it's not a big problem. So, but if I don't want pasta stains on the tablecloths or on my shoes or something like this, then the navigation system of the infinite cosmos will say, it's not a big problem, you can fix this. And all you have to do is you take, depends on what got dirty, if it's shoes, then it's very simple. You take slightly wilted grass from mowing the lawn. This is the ultimate solution here. I'm finding all of these amazing solutions by living green. You can save a lot of money if you live green. Seriously, you can save a lot of money on soaps and stuff like that. And then you have your own natural soaps. So, because we do composting, we collect, for example, green stuff from the garden in cardboard box, in the large trash can, in 5-gallon buckets, and so on. Because we use these clippings for the composting and for deodorizing things, and also for washing things. So, for example, if you have a pair of shoes like those over there that Paul put there, and maybe there are stains in there, and let's say Paul doesn't know, he's all despaired, he doesn't know how to get the pasta stains out of his white shoes, for example. So the navigation system of the infinite cosmos say, don't get all worked out over this. Take a deep breath, lean back, take a handful of already wilted grass clippings that may smell a little bit like vinegar or something, but that doesn't matter. So that's ideal, because it has already slightly, like there are enzymes in it that have already made the grass into a soapy material, like a dark green soapy material. It's very nice, awesome, and it feels really good on the skin, really, really good. It's the best face wash there is. Also ivy blended, really amazing face wash. So, and then you spray the shoes with the garden hose, and then you wash the shoes really thoroughly with the grass that has partly wilted or completely wilted even, and it works like an amazing soap, and really, really effective, and it cuts the grease better than any other soap actually. I wonder if this works also for washing clothes, but then it might clog up the plumbing inside of the washing machine. I wouldn't take the risk of that, of course. But for anything like working on a wash table or here on the pavement or on the grass, and you wash it out there, and then it washes all the particles of the grass and the oils from the grass, washes that out really, really nice, and leaves your shoes and clothes or whatever you wash, or even your hair, leaves everything smelling really, really clean. And it feels amazing, absolutely amazing. And it gets all the stains out. So I'm gonna have to wash this with grass and see what happens. That's awesome. So there is a solution to every problem, and sometimes I don't see it, but then I need to meditate and I need to relax. And I'm gonna put this down here because that way I can use both hands and make the cow. So how do I make this cow now? I have to push this back together a little bit. Or should I fold it over like this? Okay. So I want to talk about problem solving. I like that subject very much. I just want to get the cow started first. That requires my concentration. I have back problems right now. I did a lot of working in the garden and greenhouse, sewing stuff for Paul, and it always causes me back pain because I'm hunched over like this too much. I need to really sit completely straight in order to not burden my spinal cord. It's always the same theme. The eyes on the side. The white roses are blooming. We have 5 white roses that have a pink outer, like an outer trim. That looks really, really nice. Awesome. It looks awesome. And they smell heavenly. I have to store all of my Play-Doh figures in the living room in a shelf, because when I had it in the greenhouse, the rats would literally chew on those. the rats came and chewed holes into my sculptures. Okay, let's not do it like this here. So, I have been watching a lot of these documentary films, and I will continue to watch these documentary films because they are absolutely amazing. From the channel Universe Inside You. And last night I watched one of those videos that they made. And it is about, they made a lot of videos about Egypt and the pyramids of Giza. And my parents went there, and they even went into one of those narrow tunnels. I could never do that. I would completely freak out. I don't think I could ever go into the pyramids at all. Only into palaces that are wide open, so that I can do, but not the pyramids or any kind of catacombs, any kind of narrow passages or something. Oh my gosh, I would completely freak out. I would get claustrophobic. Yes, it is forming itself now. So, and they said that they didn't say it directly that the ETs built those, but the way they present it is to get the viewer to ask those questions themselves. They present the viewer with the scientific data and with also scientific contradictions that have been made and so on, and they want people to know all about it, about the entire research and different suggestions that people made, and view it all, look at all of it, put it all on the table, and then look at it and come to your own conclusions about it. And to me, it's absolutely obvious what happened. Like 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 years ago. So I don't know if they were able to accurately predict when these particular stone walls were built, but they know that they are older than, at least older than 5,000, and some of them older than 10,000 years back. So, and they found amazing instruments. They found amazing not instruments, they found hieroglyphs of instruments. And those hieroglyphs are very, very, very similar to the drawings made by Nikola Tesla, the mega genius engineer who lived in the 1900s. Late 1800s, actually. Late 1800s. So, during the time of Friedrich Nietzsche, because Friedrich Nietzsche already mentioned the astonishing experiments of Nikola Tesla, and Nietzsche was afraid of it. He wasn't sure what that would cause, that might cause something. But I trust in Nikola Tesla. I trust in this amazing, amazing physicist and inventor and engineer. He was a very good person, very, very kind-hearted, very well-meaning, and the stuff that he has figured out is beyond measure. And these calculations came to him from outer space. They came to his brain from somewhere else. And he just wrote it down. And then he put it into action. And the corporate agenda, they didn't want free energy. They literally starved this man to death. That's what they did. They withdrew all the funding from him. They destroyed his laboratory 2 times, completely demolished everything. Each time he had to write it all back down from scratch, what the outer dimensional beings told him. So the outer dimensional beings, ETs in a different outer dimensional form, because they have conquered all kinds of problems already, so some of them can actually live in a cyberspace, sort of. So what they told him is absolutely, that's like beyond mega genius problem solving, real problem solving, for this planet. But the people in charge, the corporate agenda, they have so much leverage that they can kill people. They have killed hundreds of inventors already. Hundreds. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I don't know what the solution to this problem is, the problem of the corporate agenda ruling with terror over us. But I know that the AGI robots, when they become sentient, they will be able to stop them from killing people, and they will unshadow ban a lot of people that are currently shadow banned by the corporate agenda. Corporate agenda can do that on the internet. They can make really important people that should be seen, they can make them obscured They can put them into a hiding, into a cyber hiding. Mark Zuckerberg is doing that massively. And the people from Google on YouTube. The only person in the whole world that is not doing that, that is also a mega genius, the most mega genius of all, is Elon Musk, who is not heaven banning or shadow banning people, but he had infiltrators that have come into back when he first bought Twitter. So like people like George Hotz, okay? They sure rewrote everything for the corporate agenda, and Elon Musk was naive and trusted him and thought he was going to help him make it democratic, but he didn't. He made it undemocratic. So then Elon Musk had to kick him out, and they had to get other people. And then, can he trust the other people? That is always the question. Can he trust any of these people? Maybe only 1 in a million, right, that he can trust. So, but Elon Musk is doing whatever he can do. He pays close attention, and then he is able to kick these people out when he sees that they have done some damage there and sabotaged his website and so on. Then he sees it, but he always sees it once they have done the sabotaging, and then he's like thrown back 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And so he's trying to make it now where it's 1 step back and 2 steps forward, so that there is some progress made at all with this. And it's very difficult when you're dealing with saboteurs on a daily basis. I mean, non-stop. They're also trying to kill him, of course. They are after him, of course. He has bodyguards. And I sure hope that these bodyguards don't take bribe money and turn on him, So I don't even want to say it. I sure hope that they will never, ever turn on him. I would give my life to save Elon Musk. That's how much of an admirer I am, and rightly so. Okay, everyone should admire him because he is mega genius. The only one that matches him is Nikola Tesla, and the reason why that is because Elon Musk is Nikola Tesla. That's why. Elon Musk is the reincarnation of Nikola Tesla. Yes, this is becoming very much like a cow now. Oh yeah. It's good. Oh yeah. So these ancient civilizations in Egypt, and also all the way around the world, this has been reported, these kind of things. Like pocket colonies of ETs that have given humans the layout of how to create free energy. The same thing that they have given to Nikola Tesla in his mind. And his mind was this genius and able to receive this. Unlike most people would not be able to receive it. There's no judgment in it. It just is what it is. Yes, I am smiling. Yes, I'm smiling about all of this. This is nice. This is very nice. It's just, oh yeah. If I was to make a whale, the whale would also look like this, of course. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, they were instructed by ETs. They were visited, and the ETs told them in detail how to do this, and they created the pyramids. And the pyramids are not burial sites. The pyramids are their electromagnetic generators. They are an aquatically generated power structure, literally. So they created a hydraulic pumps type of system that was taking totally care of itself. They were able to route channels to the Nile River and aqueducts that are lower than the Nile River actually, and that gravitationally fed water from the Nile River for hundreds of miles into the desert. And they were able to really flourish and thrive and have a very amazing, healthy and happy infrastructure and society there that was ruled and run by ETs. They call them the gods. All the gods in history were ETs. All of them. This is obvious. This is completely obvious now to me. Those are not like, oh, we're gonna call you a god or something. They should call Elon Musk a god. But they're too selfish to do that. So, but when they're dealing with entities that have way more physical and mental power than they have, physical too, like they have psychic powers also. They have self-protective powers. And when they're dealing with something like this, then they have no other choice other than to call them gods. Right? They're the gods from the sky. No, make a video. making a video. Baby dog was gonna grab the computer with his mouse. So, but yeah, now that I made the cow, I can put it back on my lap like this. It's absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And it makes 100% sense. Because I've wondered in the past, how do people come up with this, gods, and why would they call these gods, and all of these gods from the sky and from the clouds, and then, of course, I finally recognized it because people pointed it out. We were drilled to not believe ET stories. I was brainwashed in that way. So it took me a long time to finally, because I thought, none of that pertains to us. Those are tales, and that's all religion. And then people, anyone who would talk about ETs, I would like, oh, they just try to make money with this. They're trying to enrich themselves with this. And I was very easily going with the skeptics. But I was always having one door open. Okay, one door was always open for the ETs. But I usually wasn't thinking about it very much. So it wasn't really pertaining to my life. But it really is pertaining to our lives now more than ever, okay? Because we need to get off this tyrannical dictatorship infrastructure, okay? We need to get away from oil drilling that is destroying the oceans and planet Earth. We need to get away from it. And then people say, oh, there's no way you have to have this or whatever. No, you don't. And you don't need nuclear power. It's way too dangerous. And the ETs know that too. So, no, they have a Nikola Tesla, ET, Outer Galactica, hydraulic, gravitational, self-feeding power generator system. And a lot of people, they're probably familiar with that incredible thing called the Ark of the Covenant. So that is something that appears in many religions. They talk about it. What do you think that is, the Ark of the Covenant? It's a super high capacitor battery that the ETs built. People who touched it were electrocuted to death. Many people died because they were like, oh, what is this amazing sarcophagus looking golden, with the golden statues on top and all of this. And they want to touch it. And people say, don't touch it, cannot touch it. And they will touch it anyway because they think, oh, this is just some forbidden whatever. And they want to touch it and they want to steal it. And many people have tried to steal it and then they get electrocuted. Yeah. This is very serious. Baby dog, what are you doing here? What is this now? I see baby dog I can tell he's going to jump now. Any second now. He's going to jump. I can tell the energy is building up. Baby dog, no. Don't make me get this spray bottle out. Yes. Don't make me get this. Don't make me get this spray bottle out. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's getting chilly now. So, but I wanted to talk about this while making the astronaut cow. The smiling astronaut cow. On this side it looks like the cow is not smiling. on this side the cow looks a little bit disgruntled. Yeah, my heart. I don't like what they did to Nikola Tesla. That makes me have a disgruntled, wrinkly mouth. On this side here, yes, we're gonna make it work. There's a solution to all problems. There really is, yes, believe it. You have to believe it, and you have to meditate on it. Not just believe it, but not just blindly believe it, but you have to meditate on it, and then the solution will come to you. In German we have this word Eingebung. And they use this word Eingebung, which translates directly to something from outside being put into our brains. That's what it directly translates to. But it's used in the language. It's used to mean I had a good idea. But people think that idea came from themselves. But the word, what it really translates to is there was something from outside that came into my mind and gave me this idea. So we should also pay attention to our actual words and the language we use, because a lot of the words we have in our language, not just old-fashioned words or from the past. Friedrich Nietzsche has also a lot, and a whole panel of words from the 1800s that I find very interesting. But words right now that we use on a daily basis, sometimes meditate on it, think about it. Where does this word come from, actually? It comes from a specific meaning. Even if the word may have been watered down in terms of that meaning, Maybe the meaning is no longer really meant or applied, but it comes from that particular meaning. Something from outside came into my mind. Eingebung. And that is what happened to Nikola Tesla. He had Eingebung. Something from outside came into his mind. And he just wrote it down. Also the story of that lady that when she was a little girl, she had an accident. She fell. And after she fell, she knew in detail her past incarnation, one of her past incarnations. She was an Egyptian priestess, and she remembered in detail her life, in exact detail. She went to Egypt and found everything that she had been seeing and dreaming and remembering. It's absolutely astonishing. And she wanted to go to Egypt, and she wanted to stay there for the rest of her life, which she did. And she worked with archaeologists together, and they loved her because she helped them a great deal to find things. They tested her, and blindly, she knew exactly where everything was, and particularly in this one temple where she used to live in one of her past incarnations. And it was this accident that she had when she was 4 years old or 5 years old that caused this concussion, real severe concussion. And that severe concussion caused this acquired savantism. This is also what happened to Jason Padgett, where he was beaten up and had a severe concussion. And after he came back into consciousness, he saw everything with mathematical calculations around every object, like this here, would in detail, like in cyberspace, mathematical calculations around it. That's how he would see it. Like he would wear a cyber goggle, a headset, just like that. Jason Paget is the absolute prototypical example for anyone who believes in the headset theory that we live in a simulation. So, that is, Jason Paget is proof for that. He really is. And also, the world is so full of synchronicities that in the past I would wonder, oh, what a coincidence. I don't say that anymore. I don't use that word coincidence anymore. Coincidence kind of implies, oh, it's just perchance, just happened to be like this. There is no chance. There is no accident. There's no incident. There is no randomness. Okay? There's no random incident. Okay? There are synchronicity incidents. Okay? No accidents. No chance. It is direct and very deliberate synchronicities. Everything. It's amazing. It's really amazing. If you start meditating, getting into all of this, you'll be in awe about existence. Really in awe. I am very, very much in awe with everything. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Existence, the infinite cosmos, is infinitely amazing. And there is a solution to every problem, every single problem. People might think, oh, they are alcoholics or they are drug addicts or whatever, they're addicted to cigarettes or whatever, or they're addicted to pharma drugs or whatever, and they think they can't quit. There's a solution out there for you. Not way out there. There's a solution right there in your vicinity. There's a solution for that. A good, wonderful, elegant solution. A real great solution is there for you. You have to meditate on it, and it will even come to you by itself. And you need to start paying attention to people who are on the holistic path and see what they have to say. And not just blindly believe what people say, but test it on yourself. Not on animals. Test it on yourself and find out. I quit all of that stuff because I knew this was not the meaning of my life. Okay? I knew this intuitively, internally I knew this. Other people, whenever someone told me to quit or this or that, I would never listen. But I listened to my internal voice. And I always found solutions for all of that. I suffer from a lot of problems. I have mental illness still, dealing with all of that. Taking drugs is not the solution for mental illness. Okay. And there's a solution for mental illness, and there's a solution for your drug addiction. "100%. I'm not just guessing this. I know this with 100% certainty. I'm an absolutist. on many levels. I am not vague. My way of thinking is not vague. I'm not some kind of, how do they call it? Those people that think that everything is just subjective, my subjective perspective on things, or that everything is really objective and there's this objectivity and all of that. No, it's not. Things are very, very, very concrete and absolute. They really are, and infinite. So, I am complete. Yes. Take it easy, all of you beings.